my word for it. Of course, do your own research. And so, I'm not pretending that the world is run by, a couple cartoon villains, because power is obviously more boring than that. It's networks, it's incentives, it's careerism. Don't rock the boat. It's too big to fail. Money often protects itself. And so, as stated, I'm not going to blame specifics, but if you're listening because you feel that there is this hidden architecture behind politics, media, tech, healthcare, energy, and war, this is the episode where we're going to map that architecture. And so, in a nutshell, that architecture includes the Great War segment, lists and case studies of all the martyred assassinations on various whistleblowers, political reformers, free energy inventors, decentralized crypto moguls, consciousness pioneers, and more. Say what you want about the quote-unquote deep state kill list, but there is a very lengthy number of people who have challenged the system in some way and ultimately died or disappeared or been murdered or quote-unquote suicided. Whether it's right as their inventions were approaching commercialization or right as they were about to blow the whistle on something big. Maybe it is all one big coincidence, but if you're as far down the rabbit hole as me, you don't tend to believe in coincidences. So we're going to get into these patterns of free energy suppression, petrodollar hegemony, the Federal Reserve control system, the crypto Epstein theory. We're going to go through some Manchurian candidates and how that connects to the system at large. Talk about the asset managers like BlackRock and Vanguard and how they're connected to the Federal Reserve. Get into the planned obsolescence system, big pharma, modern day slavery, et cetera, et cetera. And some of this is going to be in the Money Runs the World Part 2 episode, which is going to follow this episode. So to conclude this intro and disclaimer, I'm just going to say, once you spend as much time as I have really diving deep into the control system and who really runs the world, once you look at money, power, and unnatural deaths long enough, it can make you feel like you're staring at a 1984 Matrix type of machine that never sleeps. And so the existence of this deep state and shadow cabal, or whatever you want to call it, it becomes overwhelmingly clear. But the one true thing that runs the world, it's not just a single organization or family or entity or society. It's not just the Rothschilds or the Rockefellers or JP Morgan or Israel or the CIA or the Federal Reserve, the Royal Family, Bohemian Grove, etc. Trilateral Commission, Bilderberg Group, Council on Foreign Relations, Freemasonry, a lot of people point to. It's one thing that represents all of those entities, and it's one thing that represents the evil, the greed, the power hungry, and at times psychopathic and borderline satanic nature of these oligarchs, the same oligarchs that likely were behind the JFK assassination. And that one thing is money, because money is power and power is influence. So without further ado, welcome to TNT episode 0, part 3. Money runs the world.